Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
Awesome. So I see we have some topics that we disagree on, and or maybe we view them differently, and it'd be nice to hear you out on them.
Okay, so I just want to. I have a couple questions, and then we'll go over the script that you commented on, and then
Sure.
you can guide the conversation.
Okay.
So you see on the screen, I've made a statement. I am open to the possibility I am wrong.
Mhm.
Are you?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Next statement. I can not read your mind. In order for me to find out what you are thinking or think, I have to ask you. Do you agree?
Yes.
Would you say the same statement goes for you when it
Yeah.
comes to? Okay, excellent. So this title of the script that I used was called "God Appears to Me." It said the next sentence was, if suddenly it was impossible for me to ignore the existence of a claimed God, one thing and only one thing would change for me as a critical atheist. I would no longer be an atheist. I would be a theist. Do you agree with that statement? That point made.
I think yes, of course. I mean, if it's impossible for you to deny the existence of God, then you would have to believe in a God.
Okay, but that's part of the point I made. Do you agree? I'm going to try to reduce your volume just because.
Yeah, no problem.
See if I can hear. Anyway, I'll play with that. Okay, so there's also more to that statement. Do you agree that that is the only thing that would change for me? So in other words, the gravitational constant will still be whatever the gravitational constant is, correct? Things will still accelerate towards the center of the Earth at 9.81 meters per second. The speed of light will still be the same. $1 will. Do you agree that only that one thing would change for me?
If it was impossible, it was. I guess. Yeah, sure. We'll say yes. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So the next statement: if theists overcame their fear of reality and acknowledged reality, everything would change for them. So if it was impossible, if it was suddenly impossible for you to ignore that there is no God, what honestly would change for you?
Ooh, okay.
Right? So my statement is the foundation of your belief system and worldview is imaginary. It disappears. Your world drastically changes. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. So it is almost like the claim God is imaginary, because if I cannot deny the existence of a God, and the only thing that changes for me is I go from an atheist to a theist, that's not much. That's zero change in my life. Gravity is I still accelerate towards the center of Earth at 9.81 meters per second, right? The speed of light is the same. The density of rocks are the same. Water is still wet. Nothing else changes in my life. Whereas if you are unable to deny the fact that God does not exist, your house of cards crumbles. Okay? Done. I'm done. So we've addressed the points. And now you said you wanted to talk about the human condition, right? You are now in control of the situation.
Okay. Well, I do want to. I want to go back to that, because I think we're talking about a hypothetical situation, right, where it is impossible for one thing, or so then the opposite has to be true, but it's not impossible.
Wait. I didn't follow that. So, okay, so it
Sure.
was a hypothetical. Okay. And so explain the last part of your statement.
It's a hypothetical that goes to the highest extreme possible, where it is now impossible for you to deny the existence of God, and then in the opposite, that it would be impossible for me to believe in a God, then my reality would change. But we don't live in a world where those things are impossible. There is room for this discourse and this.
Well, I disagree.
This argument.
I disagree. Either a God exists, or a God does not exist. That is a true dichotomy.
Okay.
Either you are correct or I am correct.
Mm.
So it's not an extreme. It's the only two possibilities, A or not A.
But we're talking about it being impossible to believe in this force. Therefore, you would have to believe in it. If it was impossible,
If it was impossible, if it was impossible
not
for me
believe.
if it was impossible for me to deny the existence of God, but it is possible for me
But
to
it's exactly it is.
and I do deny the existence of God because I see zero
Hmm.
evidence. Okay, that's it. So I'm saying it's a true dichotomy. Either you are correct or you are incorrect.
Agreed.
Either
And you know what I would say? I would say that all of us are incorrect. I would. No, and
no,
I know.
no,
I saw how you reacted to that.
no, I
but
don't agree.
I would say that we are inaccurate
I
when
disagree.
it comes to a topic such.
No, no. Either a proposition is true or it's not true. That's a true dichotomy. Either I have earphones on or I don't have earphones on.
I suppose
Which
then
one?
maybe I'm saying that it's the way that we experiment this topic and talk about it is the way we gather the information on this topic is inaccurate for all parties, whether you believe in a God or not. Like I said in my comment to you, that neither one of us know exactly what's going to happen to our material body after we die. We don't know where
I
every
disagree.
molecule.
I disagree.
You do not know where every molecule of
I
your
disagree.
body will
disagree.
transfer its energy back to the earth. You know it'll go back to the earth.
I disagree. I have
Okay.
all the evidence in the world. I have every single fellow human being that has died. Every single human being that has lived up to this point, I know exactly where they are. They're dead and they're in the ground in one way or the other, or eaten by an animal. I have all the evidence to say that you are incorrect.
And I would disagree. I would say
so-
that it
So provide evidence.
I think it's hard to provide evidence that both of our understandings and perspectives are incomplete, but I do believe that they are.
Listen, I
always leave room for uncertainty.
I had 4 grandparents.
Mm.
They are all deceased.
Mm.
I can visit their grave sites. None of them were cremated. I know exactly where their remains are. Unless a grave robber came and took one of the caskets.
Well, what I'm kind of getting at is that once their bodies deteriorate and they start leaking through that wooden box, you don't know where that energy, what it feels next.
Wrong.
You can assume that it's going to be a blade of grass.
Wrong. Stop. If I say wrong and you continue on, then it makes the conversation.
I would just like to get my points out as well.
Yeah, but I know what your point is, and I'm going to try and ask you a question that's going to help you clarify your point. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Please define what you mean by energy.
Well, there's a lot of forms of energy that we have, but I'm definitely, yeah, you're right. What I'm talking about is the material body.
No, you're not.
The energy.
No, that is an incorrect statement. I don't think you're talking about the material body because we know exactly where the material body goes. It goes in the ground.
No, we don't know exactly, but we have a great understanding of it. You're right. No, you. What I am saying is that, again, you don't know which blade of grass is going to suck up the energy from your body.
Listen,
there is always room.
Stop, please.
To learn more.
Stop, please. You are so far out in woo-woo land. It is hard. Okay. You do not mean energy as in the molecules. What I think you are going to, what you mean, okay. And again, I have to ask you, I don't think you're being honest. I think you mean what happens to the soul or their spirit. Is that what you mean when you say energy?
No.
That's not.
Because what I'm saying is that there is
then you are
a level of uncertainty.
Then you are
we all have to acknowledge.
No, you are absolutely wrong. We know exactly where it goes. Okay. If my grandparents, if they leaked through the box, as you said,
So where are they?
they're they are, if they have leaked, they haven't leaked through the box, right? They've dried out. They are just dust in that box, a waste of material, just like the mummies that are dried and whatnot. Okay, we know exactly where the materials are. It's not like my grandfather who's buried. I can go to his grave. I know where it's at. It's not like energy, the material energy from him is somewhere in Russia. Do you think my grandfather who's born, who is buried in the United States, do you think any of his material has ended up in Russia?
No.
Okay.
I think that we can make an assumption of where that energy has gone into the ground.
Oh my
But we
God.
don't know exactly.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am.
Are you
I am.
I mean, okay, if it is this impossible, if it is this difficult to get you to deal with the reality of just simple burials and where the material is, then when we get to difficult topics, it's going to be totally impossible.
I think this is a difficult topic. I think
No, it's
everything
not.
is a very complex topic that we try to
Oh,
minimize to a place where we can understand it better.
no, oh my, this is, I mean, are you serious?
I am.
Then, wow.
I just think we oversimplify everything, and by trying to complicate it, it's not very productive.
You are complicating things
I
to
am.
such a degree that it verges on insanity. When humans die, listen, okay, my avatar, that's Pup Pup. Okay, before Pup Pup, there was a dog named Sly. Okay, Sly died. Okay, I know exactly where Sly is buried because I dug the hole. I know exactly where I could go and dig those bones up right now. I know exactly where Sly is. Okay, she's become worm food. Worms have eaten her, right?
Exactly. So we didn't talk about that. That's another place where that energy has now gone, where it's
you
now
don't
fueling.
Stop.
You don't know where that worm is.
Please stop, because
of course.
It is utter lunacy what you're talking. So
I don't think
some of those worms have died in the ground. Okay, Sly is gone. There is no her energy. There is no her matter. That dog is dead. Those molecules are not Sly's anymore. And the fact that you are emotionally attached to this silly, utter nonsense stuff that you are spewing is scary.
I think I do it because
you're afraid of reality.
I am creating a connection between the living and what happens afterwards in death.
So let's talk about what you are actually talking about, because you are not talking. Okay, we are 13 minutes and 15 seconds into this, and you have not been intellectually honest yet.
Sure. If you believe that, sure.
Okay, so here's what you're talking about. You are afraid of death, and you need to have an answer. You need to have an answer to the question, where do we go when we die?
So you just, at the beginning of our conversation, said that you can't read my mind. So I would prefer you not to make that jump and assume that I am afraid of death. And what I am actually doing is trying to analyze where the energy that fuels, because it's interesting.
No, it's not. It's silly. It's spinning your mental wheels. Is that going to feed the child that's hungry on the street corner?
What does that matter?
Because we have fellow human beings that are suffering. Okay. Is your spinning your mental wheels on where Sly's energy went or my grandfather's energy went going to help feed this hungry child or the people that are depressed or this, that, or the other?
No, because I was trying to talk about the fundamental reality of what happens to our material body after death.
Why?
Because again, it's fascinating and interesting.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, you have to go back and listen to the words that you said, because I actually heard each and every word that you said. And I know what each and every word means, okay? And I know what those words mean when you put them together. But guess what? I also know that there are meanings in between each word, right? So that's why I made the statement. I think that you are afraid of reality. Okay. I made an assumption. You disagree. Okay.
Mm.
But you ignored the other part. Okay. That you are, what was the other part that I said? That you are afraid of reality and you need to have the answer of where do we go when we die? And so you're making all these connections to the material because that will give you an answer to where we go when we die.
I think it's more so I was just looking at the perspective of mortality.
Mortality. When you die, you're dead. And I'm not afraid of that because I'm not afraid of reality. Because I'm going to give you an ultimate truth. Ready? You ready for this ultimate truth? I am going to die. Do you agree?
Yes. Memento mori. You remember that when I said that? It means remember you must die. It is Latin. I actually really like that phrase.
Okay. Wow. So do you agree with my ultimate truth statement that I am going to die?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not afraid of death because I understand reality. I'm not afraid of reality. I don't care where I go when I die, just like I don't care where I was before I was born.
That's interesting.
How much time do you spend about where you were before you were born? How much time do you spend?
Not a lot. Probably more now than I have.
Exactly. You know? So the answer was 0. But now that I brought it up, now you're going to spin your mental wheels a little bit, but you're going to realize, wow, it doesn't matter a hill of beans where you were before you were born because you have 0 existence before you were born. How much logic? How much rationale reason?
Because now I'm going back and now I'm thinking, wow, I was this single cell organism zygote.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't. To being through the inception of my mother and father.
Stop. You're spinning your mental wheels again.
That's amazing, isn't it?
No, life is amazing. Okay? And we have answers for a whole bunch.
We do.
Yeah, I know. But you spinning your mental wheels on where's Sly? Which worms ate Sly? Let's go dig up Sly's bones, and we'll dig up 100-mile radius, and we'll sift through, and we'll get all the worms, right? And all the fungi, and all the. Are you serious?
I am, because again, I've been fascinated by scientific concepts like the laws of conservation of energy and
are you
things of that.
Are you serious? Now are you going to bring up the second law of thermodynamics?
What
about quantum physics? Are you going to bring up Sly and quantum physics?
We could.
we could, but I'm not going to because it's nonsense.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's nonsense. I would just say
I would, and I did.
Really? What? Well, you don't value scientific studies and research.
Is that what I said? But when it comes,
it was a question.
When it comes to the death of a dog or my grandparents or myself, I'm not going to spend an ounce of energy on where they go after they die because we'll never have that answer. You want to know why? Because we don't have the answer yet. And depending on if you're a young earth creationist or whatever you believe, right? I'll give you at least 2,000 years. 2,000 years and we still don't have the answer. Am I going to spin my mental wheels on that? Is that going to feed the child down the street that's hungry? Is that going to help the person that has an inner voice self story that is negative and they beat themselves up? Are those answers going to help that person?
No.
Correct.
But I don't think it's our place to necessarily do that. And you're going to disagree with me on this.
Are you serious?
You're going to disagree on me. I figured.
So you don't think it's worth helping our fellow human beings?
Memento mori.
God bless you.
Seriously though, remember you must die, right? So even trying to minimize the negative effects on other people, it's all worthless.
Jeg kan også tale et andet sprog. Hvad hjælper det dig ved at tale et andet sprog?
That's not Latin.
No, it's Danish. I can also speak another language. How does that help to speak another language? It doesn't. Okay.
It was
you showing off that you know
behind the phrase "remember you must die," right?
Yeah, but I already acknowledged that. You're the one that's afraid of death.
I disagree. I'm not.
Okay, so where do you think we go after we die?
Well, like I just said,
No, I'm
our
asking you, where
Oh,
do
of
you
course.
think we
Yeah.
go after we die?
I believe our energy does transfer back to the earth. But there's just this part of us.
That you're so afraid.
No, I
Okay?
wouldn't say I'm
Are
afraid.
are you a theist?
I am.
Okay. Do I have to really pull teeth? So you're a theist, and what God are you going to claim?
I am religiously homeless, is what I will say. So what God
What
will
God
I
are you gonna
claim?
claim?
The God.
What God are you going to claim?
The
I guess
God.
I have to
have
claim.
so
Which book?
so
So which fairy tale book? Quran or Bible?
many of them.
No, Quran, because they
No,
can't all
no.
be true, but they can all be lies. Okay,
But they can all absolutely have information that you can
every
take
single
away from and
no
discern
stop. This is lunacy.
and better your life.
Every single book can have whatever you want, because guess who
And
takes
they all
away
have contradictions,
no they don't.
and they're all inaccurate in some way or another.
Stop.
Why?
Because you're babbling.
I don't think I am.
I can pick up
You just asked me, what God do you believe in? And I don't
Okay.
simplify God in a way that benefits you so that you can attack me for it. And I apologize for that.
Your intellectual dishonesty is so profound.
I disagree. Hard disagree.
Okay. Oh, so do you believe Quran is true?
I believe there are teachings in the Quran that can help people.
Do you believe okay, so do you believe Allah exists?
Allah.
Yes, the God of Islam.
If there
it's a simple no, stop.
No,
Stop.
Because I believe
listen, I don't want to have to mute you. It's a simple yes or no question.
But
do you believe the God of Islam, Allah, exists? Yes.
You're trying to have me simplify God into a yes or no question.
I'd ask a simple question.
Yeah. It's not simple.
Ask me if
in
I
fact,
believe
it's quite complex.
Ask me no, listen, you've made the word Sly went complicated. And as I said, if the lunacy for where Sly went when she died, and now we're getting into a little more difficult of a topic, it's going to be impossible.
That energy is transferred significantly throughout the earth.
Stop. Before I have to mute you, ask me the question if I believe Allah exists.
I don't care.
Okay, fine. Then, utter lunacy.
I disagree.
Utter lunacy. Okay, so I let you steer the conversation, and we are so far into blah blah. Now I'm going to I'm going to make claims, and I'm going to see if you agree with the claims. Okay. So here's my first claim. Put it up on the screen so you can read it. I am, and I will be wrong, mistaken, incorrect about something, anything. Do you agree with that claim?
The I am is questionable.
I am, as in me, Scott Stell. Have I
am
Scott
wrong.
Stell.
I am mistaken.
Stop. I will rephrase it. I, Scott Alton Stell.
Oh, you know what? Yes, I read the last. Yeah. I am wrong. I have been wrong. Yeah, of course. And I will be wrong in the future.
Cool. You agree with the claim? Simple. Okay.
Do you as well?
It's my statement.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Wowzers. I'm going to make another claim. Claim number 2. I, Scott Alton Stell, only know if I, Scott Alton Stell, was, or if I, Scott Alton Stell, am wrong, mistaken, or incorrect about something, anything in the context of a now moment with now information and now knowledge. Do you agree with that statement?
You're the only one that knows?
Wrong. I will repeat it. I, Scott Alton Stell, only know if I, Scott Alton Stell, was wrong, or if I am wrong, mistaken, or incorrect about something, anything in the context of a now moment with now information and now knowledge. It doesn't say only. This is a statement I am making about myself.
It's just an interesting one. We'll say yes.
Correct. So, right now, there is something in my the right pocket of my pants. I'm going to say that there is only a set of keys with one key ring and two keys on it, one Schlage key and one Kwikset key. How are we going to figure out if I am correct or incorrect?
You're going to experiment and pull those keys out of your pocket.
Correct. And when I do that, I was wrong because there's also a nickel. I forgot that this morning I found a nickel. So we now know that I was incorrect, don't we?
Yeah.
Excellent. See how simple? So I'm going to skip claim number 3 because there's no way you're going to understand that one. So
please try it. Just challenge me.
Okay, we'll challenge you then. Okay, if you're up for the challenge. Genes in an environment in the context of a now moment determine what and how I remember.
Your genes?
Genes, as in chromosome, as in genes.
They determine what you remember? I'm actually not sure about that.
And how I remember. Okay, like I said, because I don't think you've done any research on how the human brain and human memory function. So can we skip claim number 3?
Sure.
Okay.
Is that true then? That's true. That's interesting.
In my opinion, in my understanding, in my research, and all the research I've done, that is my understanding of the human condition. But we'll skip that for now. That's not important. We'll go to claim number. We'll call this claim number. We'll go to this claim and see if you agree. I am rational to apply claim number 1 and claim number 2, skip claim number 3, to every fellow human being alive right now. Claim number 1 being, I have been, I am, and I will be wrong, mistaken, incorrect about something, anything, which you agreed with.
Mm-hmm.
And claim number 2, that we only know if we are wrong or were wrong, in mistaken or incorrect about something, anything, in the context of this now moment, whatever this now moment may be. Am I rational to apply those 2 claims, which you agreed with, to everybody alive right now?
We'll say yes, just to see where this goes, because I'm
Excellent.
interested. And
okay, so let's apply claim number 1 and claim number 2. What is in your right pocket right now?
Nothing.
Make a guess. Make a guess.
Nothing.
Okay. How are we going to find out? Stick your hand in there and pull.
Stick my hand in there.
Yep.
There's nothing.
Okay. So, and we now know that you were correct. Because this now moment, we now know. So we only know.
I didn't, but I will there it is. Nothing in my pocket.
Excellent. Right? Cool. So claim number 1 and 2 works for you as well, correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. So let's just assume it works for every single fellow human being alive right now. Claim number 5. I, Scott Alton Stell, am rational to apply this to every fellow human being ever born. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Excellent. See how simple it is. It's so simple. Okay. So now claim number 6. Whoops. Come on, Cloppy. I, Scott Alton Stell, am rational to apply this to Moses, Paul, and Mohammed, all claimed by ancient books to be fellow human beings.
I would believe you would be rational.
Correct. No, stop. Let me make my statement before you mess things up.
Go ahead. Sure. I apologize.
Okay, I agree. All right. I am rational, reasonable. Even Paul, Moses, and Muhammad. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, come with your butt.
I would say that there is a potential outlier named Jesus Christ.
Okay, I will grant you that Jesus Christ is God.
I'm not even
personified.
saying that.
Stop,
I'm
stop,
saying
stop, stop, stop.
a-
Let me finish
at
my statement. Let me finish my
minimally,
statement.
he is a messenger
Let
of
me
God.
finish my statement.
Of course.
Thank you. I will grant you that Jesus Christ is God, creator of the universe, personified on the planet Earth.
I don't know if I agree with that.
It doesn't matter. I'm granting you that there is a creator of the universe.
Yeah, that he is an
Okay,
outlier to this.
Cool,
Okay.
cool. Okay, cool. Guess what? Doesn't help your case any. Because
Sure.
guess why? Because Moses could have been wrong if it existed.
Mm.
Paul was definitely wrong. And Muhammad was definitely wrong. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because claim number 1 and 2, they could have been mistaken. Just like I was mistaken for what I had in my pocket.
So they could have been as different from they are.
Stop
or
with the
were.
nonsense. Stop with the nonsense.
I don't think that's
They
nonsense.
could.
I think it's
Would you
I'm
stop?
tell-
Would you stop?
on,
Would
I'm
you
telling
stop?
you, I
No,
believe it's
stop.
reasonable
Stop.
to question their validity, which you're doing. I agree that that is a valid talking point. I just agreed with you and you got angry.
No, I'm utterly frustrated with your nonsense. So, could Paul have been mistaken when he claimed he saw a risen Jesus while riding a donkey or however he was transporting? He was traveling, journeying
Mhm.
to on the road to Damascus.
I agree with you that he absolutely could have been wrong, and
Go-
even
and
perhaps.
stop talking. Just agree that he could have been wrong in his
Well, I wanted
journey.
to expand upon it.
Okay, but first,
That
let me
these
say,
texts could have been altered, even.
oh my,
I agree with you.
Just
The validity of the
stop,
Bible
stop talking
is
and
questionable.
It is amazing. You cannot stop your utter nonsense, your stream of consciousness. You have no mental
I
ability
apologize
to
if it
stop.
seems that way. I do.
So, I'm rational and reasonable to realize that there is a natural explanation for Paul's claim, correct? Even if Jesus Christ is the God personified, the creator of the universe personified, okay? It is I am more rational and reasonable to come with a natural explanation than a supernatural explanation, correct?
I disagree.
Okay, so now please provide evidence for whatever God you're going to claim.
Well, we could talk about my testimony, which I hope you read.
No, testimony is useless. I didn't read it. Why?
So
Stop,
you don't believe that personal experience can be evidence?
Stop talking.
That's intellectually
Stop
dishonest.
talking. No, it's not. Because if I got to listen to your personal
when I told you my pocket was empty and then I reached into my pocket, you didn't see me reach into my pocket, but you believed that I reached.
When you're done yammering, you show me a sign. So, if I have to believe and listen to your personal testimony, then that means I have to listen to and believe every single Muslim's personal testimony. So Allah is real. And
I believe there could be truth.
And I have to believe every single personal, and I have to believe every single personal testimony of every Hindu.
You don't have to believe it, but I think you have to.
No, I don't.
You have to be open-minded and listen.
No, I don't.
Why? Why not?
Personal testimony is personal to you. Just like
and it is also evidence.
Just like, no, it's not. It's not.
It is.
No, it's not. What is the definition of evidence?
Sure. Let's get that. Hold on. Evidence. The available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. Proposition.
Yes. Does that say personal testimony there?
It says the available body of information, which could certainly be a what a personal
No,
experience or
it doesn't.
testimony.
It doesn't
It
say
is
personal testimony.
information.
Let me ask you a
It
question.
says information.
Let me ask you a question. In the court of law, how
I don't care
valuable-
about the court of law.
In a court of law, how valuable is eyewitness testimony in modern?
I would say the court of law is just as flawed as the rest of our systems in
And
place.
avoid the question. In a court of law, in
I don't
modern
care.
times. Okay, you don't care. You want to know why you don't care? Because it flushes your personal experience down the toilet. Because eyewitness testimony is pretty worthless. Because the human brain.
If you say so.
No, that's what the evidence shows us. That's why.
No, that's what a government organization tells you.
Stop. I'm not going to let you come with disinformation. I'm not going to let you lie.
That's not disinformation. That is not a lie.
No, stop. Because you've done zero examination. That's why we didn't go through with claim number 3, because you don't have a clue of how a human brain functions. You don't.
Okay.
So tell me the mechanisms of how a human brain functions.
That is a tricky one. You're right. I am not a neuroscientist.
Okay. So again, are you able to tell me the mechanisms of how a human brain functions?
I could tell you a couple.
Okay,
right?
I'm open.
There's neurons, right?
Wrong. That's not how. Listen.
What?
Okay. So
the synapses, the connections within the brain.
That's not how memory functions. Human memory. How does human memory function?
There's got to be some sort of cortex for that. I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, so stop with the nonsense about that's government. I mean, that's just you're conspiracy theorists as well. So have you ever heard? Have you heard of memory drift? Have you heard of memory drift?
I have not.
Have you heard of memory consolidation?
I have not.
Have you heard of memory reconsolidation?
No.
Okay, so stop. Learn to say I don't know.
I just did.
Okay, congratulations. After all the noise, you finally said you didn't know. Okay.
Well, those were two.
That is why eyewitness testimony is virtually not very dependable.
Disagree. Again,
and you've done what research on the topic that you're going to disagree with me on?
That is not the same topic.
It is, because what is eyewitness testimony? What is eyewitness testimony?
Okay, you got me. Again, you're right. I suppose it is memory. Yeah. Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you. So here, let me ask you a question. Do you think that human memories are exact representations of events that have happened?
No.
Correct. That's why eyewitness testimony is not reliable.
I'm going to disagree, though.
That's why Paul's recollection of seeing a risen Jesus is not reliable, because human memory is not about the future. Human memory is not about the past.
I would say I would agree in saying that there is room for uncertainty or skepticism.
No. Listen. So here, listen. Stop. This is your emotional attachment to your memories.
You are the one yelling, sir.
Stop. This is your emotional attachment and your fear of reality. Okay, because you are emotionally attached.
You're so right.
You are emotionally attached to your stories because you believe that they're exact representations.
Wow. Oh, you're right. I believed that it was all 100% true and accurate. You've completely changed my mind, sir. Have a wonderful day. I actually really did enjoy this conversation. I did. It was a pleasure.
Enjoy. Wow. He's worried about where Sly's energy has gone. That fellow human being is spinning their mental wheels on where my previous dog's carcass, where the energy has gone. Which worms, which fungi, which bacteria. That is so important. Which God do you believe in? Oh, all the books have truth to them. Do you believe in Allah? You're forcing me to confine God. That person could not define God It was nebulous. That amazing. Simply amazing. And a conspiracy theorist. That's just government saying that memories are reconsolidated and consolidated and memory drift. That's just government nonsense. A conspiracy theorist as well. And that fellow human being was, I don't know. They didn't provide their age. That is the future of the human race. I have maybe 20 years left. 30 max. Whew. I'm glad. Oh. Well, enjoy.